Who do you think you are? Our family doesn't condone your outrageous behavior. If you weren't that close with Eden, I'd have thrown you out of the house when your mother died after giving birth to you. I, Alexander Lawrence, have only two children, Jocelyn and Joshua, and you, Jean, are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences of defying me. Jean snapped. Her stepsister had snatched her boyfriend, and yet it turned out to be her fault. She squinted her face. She grabbed a glass of water, mixed it with some salt, and sprinkled the salt water over the whiplash injuries. Jean squealed in pain. Everyone in the Lawrence family was invisible at the moment. They simply watched the torture with crossed arms and soft smiles. Jean's painful squeal filled Jocelyn's excitement. I thought you said you wanted to get into Fourth Master Swan's pants. Jocelyn teased. The excruciating pain in Jean's body almost knocked her out cold every time. What's wrong? You didn't get close enough to sleep with him. Jocelyn nodded. You really think... Jean squealed in pain. Everyone in the Lawrence family was invisible at the moment. They simply watched the torture with crossed arms.
And it's lights out and away we go!
The excruciating pain in Jean's body almost knocked her out cold every time. What's wrong? You didn't get close enough to sleep with him. Jocelyn laughed. You really think that your pretty face can get you whatever you want? To me, it's impossible. Jocelyn squinted her eyes as she pulled out a knife. Right before she could slash Jean's face with the knife, the door was pushed open with a bang. Jean. The sudden entrance startled Jocelyn, and she kept the knife away. Monica came in and saw Jean collapsed on the floor. She ran over as her tears rolled down her cheeks endlessly. She did not know how to help her friend up so that she would not make the injuries worse. Jean, I'm taking you to the hospital, Monica said as she said. Don't you dare. It was raining cats and dogs in Southampton City. Even the dark sky felt like it was going to crash on the city. There was a woman covered in blood collapsed in the living hall of the Lawrence family's manor. After the tragedy unfolded, everyone left, leaving her alone. She was hanging on to her last breath on the floor. The harsh words of her father, her biological father, echoed in her ears. Jean, who do you think you are? Our family doesn't condone your outrageous behavior. If you weren't that close with Eden, I'd have thrown you out of the house when your mother died after giving birth to you. I, Alexander Lawrence, have only two children, Jocelyn and Joshua, and you, Jean, are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences of defying me. Jean snapped. Her stepsister had snatched her boyfriend, and yet it turned out to be her fault. She squinted her eyes at Jocelyn. Jocelyn squatted right in front of her face. She was no longer the cute and innocent girl. What replaced her innocence was a vicious grin. Jean, how does it feel now that you've been whipped by father? Jean shut her eyes. She did not want Jocelyn's disgusting lip to be the last thing she saw before she died. I thought you were the golden child of our family, the princess of the prestigious Lawrence family. I thought you said Eden loved you, but did you know he cares more about me than you? If Jean could stand or so much as look behind, she would strangle Jocelyn and drag her to her together. Jean, you're a big fat joke. The biggest joke in high society. You lost your fiancé, and yet people abandoned and isolated you. You might as well just die, Jocelyn said with a smile. No, Jean's will to survive was strong. She could not just die because Jocelyn told her to. She had to stay alive regardless of the condition so that she could take revenge on his family. Jocelyn sized up the terrible injuries on Jean, and it put an evil grin on her face. She grabbed a glass of water, mixed it with some salt, and sprinkled the salt water over the whiplash injuries. Jean squealed in pain. Everyone in the Lawrence family was invisible at the moment. They simply watched the torture with crossed arms and soft smiles. Jean's painful squeal filled Jocelyn's excitement. I thought you said you wanted to get into Fourth Master Swan's pants. Jocelyn teased. The excruciating pain on Jean's body almost knocked her out cold a few times. What's wrong? You didn't get close enough to sleep with him. Jocelyn laughed. You really think that your pretty face can get you whatever you want? To me, it's impossible. Jocelyn squinted her eyes as she pulled out a knife. Right before she could slash Jean's face with the knife, the door was pushed open with a bang. Jean. The sudden entrance startled Jocelyn, and she kept the knife away. Monica came in and saw Jean collapsed on the floor. She ran over as her tears rolled down her cheeks endlessly. She did not know how to help her friend up so that she would not make the injuries worse. Jean, I'm taking you to the hospital, Monica said as she said. Don't you dare. It was raining cats and dogs in Southampton City. Even the dark sky felt like it was going to crash on the city. There was a woman covered in blood collapsed in the living hall of the Lawrence family's manor. After the tragedy unfolded, everyone left, leaving her alone. She was hanging on to her last breath on the floor. The harsh words of her father, her biological father, echoed in her ears. Jean, who do you think you are? Our family doesn't condone your outrageous behavior. If you weren't that close with Eden, I'd have thrown you out of the house when your mother died after giving birth to you. I, Alexander Lawrence, have only two children, Jocelyn and Joshua, and you, Jean, are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences of defying me. Jean snapped. Her stepsister had snatched her boyfriend, and yet it turned out to be her fault. She squinted her eyes at Jocelyn. Jocelyn squatted right in front of her face. She was no longer a cute and innocent girl. What replaced her innocence was a vicious grin. Jean, how does it feel now that you've been whipped by father? Jean shut her eyes. She did not want Jocelyn's disgusting whip to be the last thing she saw before she died. I thought you were the golden child of our family, the princess of the prestigious Lawrence family. I thought you said Eden loved you, but did you know he cares more about me than you? If Jean could stand or so much as look behind, she would strangle Jocelyn and drag her to her together. Jean, you're a big fat joke. The biggest joke in high society. You lost your fiancé, and yet people abandoned and isolated you. You might as well just die, Jocelyn said with a smile. No, Jean's will to survive was strong. She could not just die because Jocelyn told her to. She had to stay alive regardless of the condition so that she could take revenge on his family. Jocelyn sized up the terrible injuries on Jean, and it put an evil grin on her face. She grabbed a glass of water, mixed it with some salt, and sprinkled the salt water over the whiplash injuries. Jean squealed in pain. Everyone in the Lawrence family was invisible at the moment. They simply watched the torture with crossed arms and soft smokes. Jean's painful squeal fueled Jocelyn's excitement. I thought you said you wanted to get into Fourth Master Swan's pants. Jocelyn teased. The excruciating pain on Jean's body almost knocked her out cold a few times. What's wrong? You didn't get close enough to sleep with him. Jocelyn mocked. You really think that your pretty face can get you whatever you want? To me, it's an eyesore. Jocelyn squinted her eyes as she pulled out a knife. Right before she could slash Jean's face with the knife, the door was pushed open with a bang. Jean. The sudden entrance startled Jocelyn, and she kept the knife away. Monica came in and saw Jean collapsed on the floor. She ran over as her tears rolled down her cheeks endlessly. She did not know how to help her friend up so that she would not make the injuries worse. Jean, I'm taking you to the hospital, Monica said as she said. Don't you? It was raining cats and dogs in Southampton City. Even the dark sky felt like it was going to crash on the city. There was a woman covered in blood collapsed in the living hall of the Lawrence family's manor. After the tragedy unfolded, everyone left, leaving her alone. She was hanging onto her last breath on the floor. The harsh words of her father, her biological father, echoed in her ears. Jean, who do you think you are? Our family doesn't condone your outrageous behavior. If you weren't that close with Eden, I'd have thrown you out of the house when your mother died after giving birth to you. Alexander Lawrence, having 2 children, Jocelyn and Joshua, and you, Jean, are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences of defying me. Jean snapped. Her stepsister had snatched her boyfriend, and yet it turned out to be her fault. She squinted her eyes at Jocelyn. Jocelyn sweated white in front of her face. She was no longer the cute and innocent girl. What replaced her innocence was a vicious scream. Jean, how does it feel now that you've been whipped by father? Jean shut her eyes. She did not want Jocelyn's disgusting look to be the last thing she saw before she died. I thought you were the golden child of our family, the princess of the prestigious Lawrence family. I thought you said Eden loved you. But did you know he cares more about me than you? If Jean could stand or so much as look at her, she would strangle Jocelyn and drag her to her together. Jean, you're a big fat joke. The biggest joke in high society. You lost your fiancé, and yet people abandoned and isolated you. You might as well just die, Jocelyn said with a smile. No, Jean's will to survive was strong. She could not just die because Jocelyn told her to. She had to stay alive regardless of the condition so that she could take revenge on his family. Jocelyn sized up the terrible injuries on Jean, and it put an evil grin on her face. She grabbed a glass of water, mixed it with some salt, and sprinkled the salt water over the whiplash to take revenge on his family. Jocelyn sized up the terrible injuries on Jean, and it put an evil grin on her face. She grabbed a glass of water, mixed it with some salt, and sprinkled the salt water over the whiplash injuries. Arg. Jean squealed in pain. Everyone in the Lawrence family was invisible at the moment. They simply watched the torture with crossed arms and soft smirks. Jean's painful squeal fueled Jocelyn's excitement. To me, it's an eyesore. Jocelyn squinted her eyes as she pulled out a knife. Right before she could slash Jean's face with the knife, the door was pushed open with a bang. Jean. The sudden entrance startled Jocelyn, and she kept the knife away. Monica came in and saw Jean collapsed on the floor. She ran over as her tears rolled down her cheeks endlessly. She did not know how to help her friend up so that she would not make the injuries worse. Jean, I'm taking you to the hospital, Monica said as she said. Jean, who do you think you are? Our family doesn't condone your outrageous behavior. If you weren't that close with Eden, I'd have thrown you out of the house when your mother died after giving birth to you. Alexander Lawrence, have only 2 children, Jocelyn and Joshua, and you, Jean, are no longer my own. Whoever so much as helps her or sends her to the hospital will have to go through me. I want this girl to learn the consequences of defying me. Jean snapped. Her stepsister had snatched her boyfriend, and yet it turned out to be her